Well, hello, welcome, another Droxford video. Now, I've started making the signal box, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's probably going to take me about a week to do, and then of course got to edit it all up, but I'm just going to do it in stages. Now, basically what I've got this picture here, and I'm using the book. It's called A History of Droxford Station, A Journey Through 1500 Years. It's by Pam Buttery. Loads of pictures in here for reference. So I'm using this one on the back because it's got a nice overall picture of the box. I've also downloaded loads of pictures onto the computer which I can zoom in and check, really zoom in on the detail and stuff. I've scaled it to the correct size that I need now, because if you've seen the previous video, the little card mock-up that I made was a bit big, slightly bigger than what I thought. I've got as far as I've started the windows. I started these yesterday, but I didn't start the video till today. I'm trying to look through the viewfinder, through the screen. Anyway, I've done the windows, started the windows anyway, because what you've got two of them are flush fit. If you have a look on the center window and the very end window at the side, a flush fit, then the others are recessed. So I've got as far as the flush fit ones yesterday, so I'm going to do the recessed ones today, but I've got to sit and work that out and the best way to do it. What I've used is these. They're wooden printout ones, and they're from Ann Corton Models. I've got these on eBay, and windows are pretty much what I need. They're slightly different, but they're the other things I could find that looked pretty much like what I actually wanted. So so I've got that, and I've scaled it up to the right size. Now how it will be is when they're all put together, it'll go. That'll be sort of like that. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the little window sills first. That'll strengthen the window sections up a bit, and then I can then cut this piece to fit. I've also got to cut the little windows at the bottom as well, but I've got the windows for that as well. So what I'll do is I'll cut all this out, and then I'll cut the window bits at the bottom. Then when it's all put together, I'll then cover it with brick paper. I thought I'd get it all cut out first, get all the windows apertures cut out, and then I'll put the brick paper on. Then I can fit the windows and things. So yeah, I've just got the front and the back to size at the minute. I've got to make the sides obviously, so that's going to be probably the next job. I want to get the window bits finished first, and then the next job will be get the sides cut to size. I did make some measurements, sort of so that it's kind of scaled up correctly, so that's okay. So this video is just going to be about the construction of the signal box. It'll probably take me about a week to do, because I'm literally sort of trial and error really. So I'm hoping it'll take me about a week to complete it. Anyway, this is the first clip of the video, so there'll be little bits as I go along through the construction process. Right, well, I've done the recessed windows now. I've got all the windows in, window frames in. Basically, well, I just cut the wooden bits off the fret to make it, to sort of space it, make the spaces on it. So yeah, so that's that bit done. Next job, I'm going to do the window sill. I'm going to do the window sills, so they're all nice and squared up. I've got to do the put the glazing on as well. I'll tidy up where the glue's strung a bit there as well. I've got to put the glazing on, but I can't put the glazing on until I've painted it all up, and I haven't got any paint in the minute, so I'm just going to construct put the window sills on, and then I'll because I need white paint. I haven't got any white paint, so I don't think I have anyway. I'll have to have a look. I might have some white emulsion type paint. I might just use that actually, because it'll be alright. It'll cover. I'm kind of hoping when I do the white paint, it'll sort of fill in any gaps, because of course you've got on the window fret, you've got sort of gaps where the frame is. I'm hoping the paint will kind of fill that up. If not, I'm going to have to use filler, and I don't really want it. It's going to be a bit of a pain, because as you can imagine, the size of that, trying to sand it down when I've filled it, it's going to be a bit of a pig to do. So so yeah, I'm going to do the window sills next, and then I might put a little strengthening piece in the corner as well. I'll see how that goes. But once the window sills are on it, it should square that up and strengthen it anyway. So anyway, that's the windows put in. I've got to paint them. I need to paint them and put all the glazing in before I put it and do the front, but I've got to do the window sills before I cut the front out anyway. So once I've done all that, I'll do the next bit. That'll probably be the next clip I'll show you. But anyway, I've got the windows in, all the sort of recessed. You can see it better there actually when I turn it up there. So, which is how it is on the original. Oh, so it's like the light on the camera is shining on the thing. So yeah, that's how it's on the original. Not sure how to do that top piece yet, because you've got that sort of fancy bit, which, well, I'll have to have a look at that. See if I can work out a way of doing that. If not, I'll just leave it plain, because when it's on the layout, the roof overhangs anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Anyway, that's what I've done so far with the windows. So probably going to do the window sills next. When I've got it put together, corners that I've got to fill that corner anyway, but I'll probably use a little bit of filler on that just to sort of tidy it up, and then try and sand it square if I can. See how I'll go with that anyway. It'll probably just drop out. But yeah, that's what I've done. I might just get a piece of paper and just stick a piece of paper on the corner or something, or I'll probably try it with some filler. I think just put a bit of filler in there and see how it goes. Right, I've done the window sills. So they're done. I've also cut the front. Now I'm going to try and balance this on my knee and hope it doesn't fall off, because I'm going to try and show you it's with the windows in. I'm just trying to get this leveled up. I'm not going to fit the windows properly yet, because obviously I've got the sides to do yet, but that's how it will look. So I'm trying to look at this and look at that. Anyway, once they're fitted in properly, they'll all be squared up and lined up, but yeah, that's how it will look anyway. So yeah, I've got the front bit done. The back I haven't got to do anything with really. So next job's going to be make the sides, make the two side pieces. I'm going to cut them out of card, and then I'll try and level it up, and then do it like that. But I've got to cut it to fit the windows. I mean, all this needs cleaning up a little bit, but once the glue's set properly, I'll do it with a little bit of sandpaper and just tidy it up before I paint it, and clean it all up before it's painted. But that's the progress tonight. I don't think I'll probably might get the side bits cut out tonight, but that'll be about it. I need to print the brick paper off and things. But before I'm going to do the brick paper on everything, on each piece, then stick it together, and then I can tidy up then the edges and things, and then put the windows in and things like that. So anyway, that's today's progress. As I say, I might get the side bits cut out tonight, and that'll be probably it. And then I don't think I'll probably have time to get anything else done till the weekend, because the rest of my evenings are filled up with radio stuff and things. I'll do radio shows in the evenings as well as in the morning, so it's a case of I probably won't get anything else done probably till the weekend. Well, I've put it together, just stuck it together with some sellotape, put the windows in, and not looking too bad. I've put it where it's got to be on the platform, but I'm still not happy with the width. I've trimmed it down a bit to make it more narrow, but I think I'm going to have to make it a bit more narrow, because it just doesn't look right at the minute. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. Just sort of knocked it together, just loosely, just see how it fits and how the windows go together. They go together right, actually, not too bad at all. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Pretty good. So yeah, that's what I've just done at the minute, just a little bit of a mock-up. But I'm going to see if I can shave a bit more off the back of it, just make it a little bit more narrow, so it fits in a little bit better. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. That's probably going to be it for today. But yeah, happy so far how it's going together. Well, I've done a little bit more. I've painted the windows around, given a little bit of a coat of paint. I've just used some some plain white emulsion I had, so they're painted up, ready. I've also started putting the brick on the front wall. I've got to put the windows in there as well. I'll do the frames for that, and well, the back's just plain brick, so don't do much with that. Still got the side to put the brickwork on, which I'm probably going to do next, and then it'll be a case of I've got to put the windows in there. I've got the windows. I'm going to cut the windows out of this sheet. I'll just see if I can do this. Well, I'm trying to do this one-handed because I'm holding the thing. So yeah, basically I've got to trim the windows down to fit, but there's 3 windows, and that's how it'll, something like that when it's put together. But I've got to make the frames for the windows yet and fix them in. So that's going to be fun and games trying to do that, and then put some and paint them before I glue them in. Anyway, that's what I've done so far. I'll do another clip, of course, as I progress. Right, well, I've got the windows in the bottom of the front of the box done. I'm not too worried about the bottom of the wall, because by the time it's put on the platform and I've built the scenics around it a bit, it's going to look, you know, you're not going to see that. I'm not bothered about that anyway. All the windows are glazed. I've done the door in the side now. That's all done. I've just put a rough painted door frame round it, because that's probably how it would look anyway. That's got the glazing in as well. I've also glazed the front windows. You can see that. You can see with the glue, but I'll scrap that off a very fine screwdriver once it's all dried and that. But yeah, they're all glazed. All the windows are done. Next job, I'll get much else done tonight. I'm going to put the strengthening pieces in these corners for the joins. I'm going to do that on all the sides. That's probably going to be the next. That'll probably be the last job for tonight, actually. Then I might be able to start gluing it together tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to put a false floor in as well, but I've got to work that out when I've got it all put together, because obviously it's got to be level with the door. So I'm kind of hoping that the bottom of the door should be at the top of the window, so I should be able to put like a false floor in. That will just give a little bit of strength on the inside, but I can't cut that out until I get it all put together, because obviously I've got to draw around the inside the box. So that'll be a little job when it's all put together, and that will just give it a little bit of bit more internal strength. But anyway, that's the main bits done. All the sides are done now with the glazing and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite happy with progress today. I was hoping to start gluing it together today, but unfortunately it's getting a bit late now. So as I say, the only thing I'll probably get done tonight will be just the just doing the strengthening bits on the sides for the corner joints. Well, all 4 walls are put together. They're all stuck together, and I've done the dark brick. It should really be staggered, but for me to try and cut that staggered brickwork that size, it's going to be an absolute headache. So I thought I'm just going to do it so it's just dark brick all the way down. But you know, I mean, it looks the part. I've still got to make the little platform there, which is, if I get the picture off the book, that bit there, I've got that to do, the little porch to do, but I can do that as an add-on bit afterwards. I've still got these window ledges to put in there. I've made a floor. I've cut them bits up because it's got to sit over the strengtheners for the corners. I've put a piece there for it to rest on as well, so that'll be glued in. I'm going to make a hole in that so I can feed the drinking straw through for the lighting and stuff. Windows have got to go in. I'll just try and slot these in if I can. Obviously, when I glue them, I'll have to clamp them. But if I bring it down to there, that's it so far. Quite pleased how it's turning out actually at the moment. It's turned out alright. So yeah, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the floor in. I might even get the windows glued in tonight. I don't know yet, we'll see. Anyway, that's another little bit for this. It's probably what the next one I do. It'll be the flooring and the windows in. Right, well, I'll flip it over and we have the flooring and we have the windows in. There you go. How's that? Not looking too bad. I'm quite pleased how it's turned out, to be honest. Turned out better than what I thought, to be honest. But yeah, so yeah, that's done. I've just got the little bits in there I've got to do. I don't know the best way to do that, to be honest, because to cut a piece of card, I've got to cut that so narrow, I'd have to cut it about half the width of that. So it might be a bit tricky. I'll have a go anyway, see what I can do. what I can do with it. I've got brick paper that I've printed. This is a Wordsworth Model Railway dark brick I'm using for that, and I'm using the brown brick for the wall. So yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to do, is just do that bit in there and give it a little bit of a clean up. And I've got to put some little rails on them on the inner, the recessed windows as well. But that'll be sort of the last bit of detailing that I'll be doing. Still got to do some bits inside the box. The floor, I just literally just drew it and just painted it, because once you've got the roof on, you're not going to notice it that much. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can get some frames to put in there, some point frames and stuff, to kind of finish it off. So if you look through the window when the lights are on, you can see the point frames, and have a signal one in there as well. Right, I've done the little bits in there that had to be done. They're all done. Right, I'm going to put it where it should be on the platform. I'll just do that, just a little, let me give a rough idea of where it will be. There you go, that's it on the platform. Obviously I've still got the steps and the little platform bit on the end there to do. But yeah, it's not turned out too bad actually. And then I've got the roof. It's a hipped roof, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. So yeah, that's it. Put on the platform where it's going to be. Just see how it looks. Doesn't look too bad actually. It's not looking too bad at all. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it so far. I'm going to sort of give it a little bit of a clean up around the windows and that, where the glue's strung a little bit, and then I'll probably start on the roof. I'm not looking forward to doing the roof, because as I say, it's a hipped roof, so it's going to be a right pain to do. Right, well, I started on the roof. I've still got a bit of tidying up to do on the signal box, but I've started on the roof, and what I've done is I've cut like a base for the roof out. Now what I did was I cut it slightly bigger than what I needed, because I had to get this roof right. Of course, there's a hipped roof. That's a pain. Obviously it's got to be the same as that, a hipped roof. So what I've done is I cut it slightly bigger, and what I did was I cut these pieces. These are originally going to be sort of centre supports for the roof, but having got it, I cut it to a certain angle, and I thought, no, it's too big. So what I've done was I've gradually flattened it down. So I've got it now to sort of the angle I need. I've glued the flaps down. They've all got to be trimmed up yet. But these pieces that I originally cut, now this is a fluke, the pieces that I originally cut that were going to be the roof supports actually fit, when it's all in the correct position, they actually fit in there for the hips part of the roof. So that's a fluke, and never to be repeated event, I think. So yeah, what I'm going to stick the roof together. I've found some paper that matches the waiting shelter roof, but I'm not going to glue the roof on yet, because obviously I've still got some interior work to do. I want to get like the lever frame to go in there, put a signalman in it, and I've scaled down the track plan that was in the original box. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the back wall so you can actually see it. Because if I stick it on this bit, you're not going to notice it. So I'm going to stick it on the back wall. I've also scaled down the, I've got the picture on the computer, the front, the square of the front of the box with the name board on it. So I've scaled that down on the computer. I've got to do a test print, see if it's any good. And that'll be it. Then that'll sit below there. Just need a little bit of tidying up really, and stuff. Gonna give it a bit of a clean and that. But yeah, it's getting there so far. So yeah, next job is glue the roof together, and then glue it onto this base. Because obviously I've got to make. I've already cut these pieces out that go where are we, round here. I've not done this fancy bit underneath there, because from the angle you look at, you're not going to see it from the angle you're looking at anyway. But I've cut these pieces that go around there that the guttering will fit on, and then probably try and make some guttering. So once I've done that, I've got the main part of the roof together. I've got to make this piece here, but I can get the right angle for this lobby bit. but I don't know whether I'm going to do this as it is or put the ladders coming down there. It depends, because the amount of room I've got on the platform, if I move this up too close to the waiting shelter, it's going to look totally odd. So I might just use a bit of modeller's license and just put the ladders coming up that way. I don't know yet. I'll see how it looks. I'm gonna make this piece next and put it on and just see how it looks, and then if it looks okay, I'll put it on the platform, and then I can then measure that and see if it will fit. If not, as I say, I'll just use a bit of modeller's license and put the ladders there. I've still got to put these little bars across the windows. What I'm going to use for that, do you know the cable ties you get? You know, the wire cable ties. Well, I use the same stuff for putting handrails on locomotives, because I bought a Bachmann 25, it didn't have any handrails on it, and I bought a Lima 31 that didn't have the handrails with it second hand. So what I used was these ties that go around your bread wrappers and things like that, because it's very fine wire. So what I'm going to do is use that, I think, to put on these windows for these sort of grab bars or whatever they are. So, but that's going to be like final detailing and things like that, so I'm not going to worry about that yet. Chimney at the back. I've got some, you know, the sticks you get off fireworks, you know, rockets, fireworks. Now, the only thing I look forward to bonfire, and I hate fireworks. What I like picking the sticks, because they're nice square sticks and they're brilliant for making stuff. So I should be picking up a load more of them. I've got a bundle already, but I'll always pick them up because they're really handy for stuff. I use some for strengthening the overbridge just out at the south end of the station, to put the bridge decking on. And yeah, they're great for things like that, so I'll always keep loads of them. They always come in handy. Right, so anyway, I'm going to do a bit more on the roof. I don't think I'll get the roof covering on. I'm probably going to do the roof covering last, because it's got to come down on that piece. So I've got to do, I've got to put the roof on, but I can't glue it yet because I've got to do all the interior. But I'm going to make this piece, and then when all this is done, I'll then put the roof covering on to sort of match up. So anyway, that's what I've done so far. But I'm going to do I'm going to get all this trimmed up and get it all glued together, and then do a test fit and see how it looks. Right, there's the signal box, platform and steps, and this is my interpretation of it. I'll tell you what, that has been fiddly as hell to cut out. Needs a little bit of tidying up, needs sort of cleaning up a little bit, but I've just got to let all the glue dry now. But yeah, fiddly as hell to cut out, and I did manage to split it a little bit, but I've stuck a little bit of glue behind it, so hopefully that'll sort that. But yeah, that's about as much as I'm going to get done tonight. So just needs cleaning up a little bit, painting. But yeah, that's my interpretation of it. I'll see if I can get it sort of there, sort of thing. So, of course now the camera's focusing on me. But anyway, that's that anyway. So I've got the steps as well to go on, but I'll glue them. What I need to do is get that ready for when I do that. But yeah, anyway, that's what I've done tonight. I've got the roof done with the roof on. Let's have a look with the roof on. That's the roof. Just put the roof on there. If I lay it like that, the roof ain't going to stay on. Typical, absolutely typical. Right, so if I bring that just down to there, you can kind of get a rough idea of how it will be when it's all put together. So yeah, it's getting there. That's all got to be painted. I'll leave that to dry overnight, and then I'll paint it up. But yeah, that's as much as I'm going to get done today, I think. It's now a case of just letting all the glue dry and things on various bits and bobs. But can't do the final roof cover until I get it all glued together. But obviously I want to put some bits on the interior of that. But that's what I've done so far. Anyway, got the steps and the things done. There's enough clearance to actually put it the correct way, so I'm rather happy about that. I've got to scrape some of the platform covering off though, so I can fit it flush, and then I'll redo the covering around it. The gravel and stuff around it once it's put in place. But anyway, that's progress so far. I've got the sort of platformy thing done. But as I say, that was a real pig. That was sort of very fiddly, because obviously I've tried to do it as near to the original as I can, and of course you can imagine the scale of that. It's been a bit tricky to cut out, but once it's painted it might not get too bad. Well, we've well, how far have we got? Well, we've got a signalman in there now. If I turn it round, we've got the signal box diagram on the wall, and I've done the nameplate on the front of the box. So I've got all that done. I've done this bit that goes there. That needs another little bit of paint, but that kind of fits. And I'll turn it on its side. You can get a rough idea. That will go like sort of round about there-ish, sort of like that, roughly, sort of like that when it's. And that bit lines up with the line of the roof as per the original. So I'm hoping to get the roof on tomorrow. I was going to put the roof on tonight, but I've got to drill a hole. See where that square is? That's to feed the drinking straw to come through, so I can feed the lights up to it. But I can't do that now because it's getting a bit late, so I'm going to drill that tomorrow on the platform. I've got to scrape some of the gravel off the platform to fit it, but I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. It's turned out alright, actually. It turned out quite nice. I had to reduce it. All I've done with this, I just printed a picture off that I had, and then just scaled it down on the computer. I've got it pretty much, I think, near enough how it should be, so that's okay. I had to do that with the track plan as well. In fact, that looks better now than what it did when I print. It actually looks better through the camera than what it does actually when you look at it properly. The frame, the picture, I've just got to tidy the picture frame up a little bit there, but I literally just cut the picture out. I've literally reduced it. There's a picture in this book of the signal box track diagram, and I literally scanned it and reduced it to that basically. Then what I've done, I put it on a piece of card, just drew lightly around it when I cut it out, and it's even got glass in there. You can't really see it properly, but it's even got glass in the picture frame as well. So yeah, that's what I've done so far. I'm hoping to have it installed on the layout probably at the weekend, I think, as well. Still tomorrow, it's Thursday today, tomorrow's Friday, so I'm hoping to get the hole drilled in the board, clean the covering of the platform off for this to fit, and then I've got to sort of do the other bit. So I'm hoping I'll have it all put together. I've printed out the roofing. This is the same roofing paper that was used on the waiting shelter. What I'll do is I'll just run a coloured pencil over the top of it, just to kind of take it down a notch as well, and then that can go on the what I'll do is I'll mount the roof first, and then I'll glue the card onto it, because it's got to overlap here for this bit, so I'll have to fix all this together and then put the roofing on. But anyway, that's it so far. I'm quite pleased how it's turning out. You know, like, so we've got the signalman in there. You'll see him better when the building's lit up. I was looking for a print of a lever frame that I could maybe stick on a piece of card at the back here, but I couldn't find anything that will do. But I'm thinking, once you've got the roof on, you're not really going to notice it anyway. But anyway, that's it so far. As I say, I'm hoping to have it finished and installed on the layout over the weekend. Well, I've stuck the porch, the ladders and that bit on. I've still got to do some bits on. I've got to do the bits under here, the supports there and the supports at the back. I've cut them out. I'm going to paint them up and then mount them onto that. But yeah, it's getting shape. And then I've just got to do the top covering on the roof. It's completed. I've finally finished it. I've done the all barge boards around the edges, and got all this bits finished. Got the roof on. That was fiddly, that the railings around that. I had to cut it out on that. They still need touching in with a bit of paint though, so I'll do that before I fix it down onto the onto the platform. The steps are from an old Hornby signal box that I found laying about, but yeah, pretty happy with it actually. It turned out okay. Done the roof, got the in fact, these ridge tiles are leftovers from because when you have a Metcalf kit you get tons of these things, so I always keep them, and found loads of them, so I've got plenty of those. I've still got to do, there's some little rails that go across these windows here. I've got to do those. Probably, I don't know what I'll probably use some wire out of sort of wire ties or something. I've probably got some wire that will do for that anyway somewhere, so that'll be the last thing really before I stick it on the layout. Still got to tidy this up a little bit, put on a little bit more paint on that just to tidy that up a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it's complete. It's finished. Finally, I've got it finished. Yeah, not bad actually. It's not installed properly. It's not fixed down yet anyway, because I've still got some little bits and bobs tidying up to do on it, but it's 99.9% finished anyway. The only thing that I've added since the last clip was these little grab rails, handrails, as per prototype, on the windows that open. I've done that on the sides as well, and that's it. It's all done basically. I used the Wordsworth brick papers and the tiles for the roof. Still want to try and shade that down a little bit if I can as well. Ridge tiles are Metcalf. The windows I mentioned earlier on in this video, where I got those from. Still got loads of them left. And steps were for an old Hornby signal box. I've cut them down to fit. I've had to move the box up a bit so I could fit the steps in, and I had to repatch this gravel in, which I did earlier on. That's still sort of drying a bit. Still need to touch a little bit of paint in there, touch that in a little bit around there. But yeah, but basically it's 99.9% complete. It's on the platform now. In fact, that's all the up platform buildings done. Waiting shelter. I know the bricks are different shade. It is, believe it or not, it is the same brick paper. It's just that in between doing that and doing this, we had to get some new printer ink, and for some reason the new printer ink, I think it's a different make, so it's printed it darker, which, yeah, you know. But well, it's a model railway, and you can kind of bend history a bit. Well, I'm basically bending history anyway with this, because you know, it was closed down and never reopened. But this is now a preserved railway. So with it being that, I've kind of done it that preserved railway, the waiting shelter needed restoring, so it's all been restored, and that's why the brickwork's a different shade and stuff. The lamp hut, that's a tool shed for the workers and things. That wasn't on the prototype. This one was here on the prototype, but this is a Great Western one because it's the only one I could find that was the right shape that I wanted. So that's all there. Next job's going to be the main building. Still obviously like scenic work and stuff, but as far as construction goes, buildings, it's going to be the main building, which I'm dreading. That is going to be a task and a half, that is, but I'll try it. I didn't think I'd get the signal box done, to be honest, and I'm quite pleased how it's turned out. It's turned out better than what I thought it would anyway. Well, I hope you enjoyed this signal box build. It's taken me a while to do, actually. It's probably taken me about 2 weeks, I think, near enough, to do it, because I've been doing little bits each day, and then sort of some nights I haven't had any time to do it at all. But yeah, I'm happy with it, and well, here's to the next video, and happy modelling. And if you've never tried scratch building before, give it a go. It's great fun. I won't say great fun, but it certainly tests the grey matter a bit. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, and happy modelling.